Hello, everyone. How are we doing? Welcome to another episode of Grand Football Weekly, and it is our daily review of the World Cup. And I'm sure, as you well know, the World Cup has finally come to an end. And I have with me to talk about this today my brother and friend, Mr. Silas. You're welcome to the show, my bro. How are you doing?
I'm fine. Thank you so much for this day. Thank you for this opportunity. Finally, 36 years of wait has come to an end. Finally, the man who is close to that age, he was just a little above one or thereabouts when the great Maradona, legend, won it for Argentina and Mexico then. And then finally in 2022, Lionel Messi. I think at this point, at this junction, we should just put an end to the GOAT saga. Just give it. He has done it all. No matter your arguments, no matter your discussion, no matter what you have against him before now, bring it to bear. He's the greatest right now.
Yeah. He is. Yes, it was an absolutely amazing game. I know some people say, well, it was boring for a bit because only one team was playing, before France eventually came to life. But all in all, such a beautiful way to end the World Cup with so much drama. In fact, if you're not a neutral, honestly, the emotions you would have gone through in that game, it would have taken you, if you're not strong enough, you probably would have had a heart attack, depending on which team you were supporting, at the time. So it was beautiful to watch. So take it away, Silas. Tell us all about the game, from the beginning till, obviously, the penalties, what you made of it.
Okay. Well, after the first 45 minutes, I think I had one WhatsApp statement that read us that this is the most uninspiring World Cup final ever. Fantastic Argentina and then very poor France. We never expected this. Very cheap 45 minutes. Only God knows what will happen in the second half. And then boom, second half started. And then it was so uninspiring also, not until around 60, 70 minutes. And then football, we have a way of shocking the world. We have a way of turning things around for everyone. And then Kylian Mbappe, after that brilliant penalty, and then the young man who is just 23 years old. I can't imagine what a classical finish in that second goal. You will not imagine how brilliant he was. He knew what he wanted. Until the pass came, even before the pass got to his leg, he knew exactly where he was going to. Hit the ball well, hit it harder to go past Martinez and some other feints, and then got to the back of the net, and then gave us drama. And then instantly I began to question Lionel Scaloni about his formation, about his tactics before now. Before now, I've always have this against him. Each time he's leading, he tends to play on the defensive side. And then we saw that yesterday again. We have a very fantastic game from Angel Di Maria in the first half. When Di Maria was in that game, he tormented the French team, tormented everyone.
He did.
He made them not to see the opportunity to go forward. And then he took him off to bring on a defender.
I was
just because we're leading 2-0, and then gave France the opportunity to attack, and then Camavinga came in, just changed the pace of the game and some other things. So a big question to his tactics, and the question is, he's always shaky, nervy when it comes to whenever he's leading. He tends to lose his calm, he tends to lose his confidence whenever his team is leading. And that almost hurt him yesterday, just as it was against Netherlands. And then we went into the extra time again. Beautiful goal, beautiful response from Messi to have punched that ball the second time again to go past the line. Then we thought it's all over. Kylian Mbappe again came from nowhere again, and then beautiful time, second time from the spot again. And for you to beat a particular goalkeeper who has been saving penalties all through the tournament twice.
On the same side.
Twice.
On the same side.
Yeah, twice in a game. It's massive. Then he got
Massive.
it, struck it very well, and then gave us. The other thing, I thought the game would have ended around 119 minutes. Where that was a big miss,
Mwani.
huge
Yeah.
miss from him. And then Argentina on the counter also lost their
Martinez.
substitution, so it was
Yeah.
all round
Lotaro.
drama from
Lotaro
Didier
showing
Deschamps,
why he
drama
came
from
from the
Scaloni,
bench.
drama from Messi, drama from every member of the two teams. It's a good final, a final that you will not blame anyone for losing, neither
Mm,
France nor Argentina or someone.
mm,
I have to say this. This has been the best World Cup final since 1950,
mm.
since 1930 rather.
Yeah, it was. I agree, totally agree with you in all you said. I mean, I was buzzing for the game, because I wanted Argentina to win. We were watching it with a group of people, so we had the Argentina team, we had the French team, and all of us were just going. Especially when we were winning 2-0, we were buzzing. The likes of Fabrizio, who is a French supporter, the likes of Mr. Fab was French. Chubby, King T was French. I only had Kiki on my side and Sister Shola, so we're the ones, the Argentines, and the rest were all French supporters. And we had one other guy, Dion, yeah, who was on our side with Argentina. So it was fun, while we were winning, 2-0. And all of a sudden, 2-1. And we think, oh, it's gonna come back to 2-2, the way the French style playing. And the thing about football, once a team scores one goal, it doesn't matter what the score is, maybe 2-1 or 3-1. Most times they have the momentum and they think, oh, we're going to catch this team, we're going to come back. And that is exactly what happened in that game. It didn't last how many minutes before they scored the 2-2. And it was boom, game on, game on, And at that time, I was listening to a commentary and the guy was saying when he was in the pitch, he was saying obviously all through the game, the Argentine supporters were shouting, hailing their team. And when it went to halftime, it wasn't even 2-1 yet, halftime. When they came back after halftime, what he felt they were all doing was like cheering their team not to mess it up. Just hold on to your lead and win this game because they've seen it before against the Netherlands. So say it's not the one you'll be winning 2-0 and still come now and these people will come back. And for it to now happen in the game, they were now very nervous. Obviously, the whole Argentine fans, they were nervous in the pitch, just wondering, oh, what's going to happen? But obviously, they were happy again when it went 3-2. But still not very, where you're not very happy. You're just wanting the game to end, just end. And the French guys came back again, 3-3. And you're not thinking, oh, this might not even go to penalties, that they might score again. And when Mwani now had that chance, everybody's hearts were in their mouth like, oh God, what's going to happen? But credit to Martinez for that great save. That was a great, in fact, I feel that was the save of the game, that kept them in the game. I know Lloris made one beautiful save as well from Messi, the one where he went up as well to stop, but the game was beautiful. But I don't understand what happened to the French. I honestly don't understand what happened to them. It took them almost 75 to 80 minutes to actually start playing, and they were lucky they got back in the game the way they did. Otherwise, it would have been a very, very poor final from them. I'm sure you
I
agree with that.
feel I feel before that game, we're hearing some stories about little kind of flu or virus in the team. I don't know, but when you look at it, it's more like a conspiracy theory, whereby we heard that some persons actually had to interfere with their water and their food and some other things, and then the camp got and some other things. For 70 to 60 minutes of that game, it was looking as if the theory was real.
Yeah.
Because we saw a very weak French side.
Very
not
weak.
until late into that game before they came back strong. So I don't know how true but it was looking obvious that fatigue, tiredness, weakness was on their side, which I cannot blame or say anything to it for now.
Yeah, I mean the likes of Dembele and Giroud
And
Griezmann, they were poor. And again, see the way, I mean, there was a lot of tactics going on in that game. See the way Deschamps did not even wait for halftime to take off Giroud and Dembele because he saw that things were not going well. You know, he needed more runners.
Even Giroud was also weak in that game.
Yeah, he was very weak. That's why they had to take him off. You know, that's why they took him off. I mean, fair enough. Giroud is like that sometimes in some games where he can just come in and go out. You know, 1 minute of brilliance just comes from him. But this is a final. We cannot be depending on those little moments right now. We need you to be up and doing from the beginning.
I actually wanted to say something, but yeah, I then remember it's not a North African side. You know, back then when even till now when you have your team goes to play to the North African team to go and play the CAF Champions League, forget it. Before you get to the pitch, you've lost the game. You've lost the game. Lots of antics, a lot of tactics, and so on. Sometimes they take you to play in the cold weather. Sometimes they take you far away from your distance and some other things. Sometimes players go through a lot when they get to play against North African Champions League and so on, which affects them psychologically in the game. For France, I hope it's not the food poisoning saga that affected them in the first 60 to 70 minutes of that game. But when you see it, it was very weak side. Very, very weak.
Very weak. Very weak. I was totally gobsmacked, you know, the way they played. But credit to them. They dug deep. They came back and, you know, they could have won the game. It could have gone to any team at the end. You understand? It could have gone to any team. I think what just stood out was the penalty shootouts that the Argentines were better penalty takers and obviously had a better goalkeeper in goal, you know, that was capable of making good saves. I mean, Lloris is good. He's a great goalkeeper, but I don't think he's great when it comes to penalties, you know. I can't remember the last time he saved a penalty.
Yesterday, play 40 penalties for Hugo Lloris. He's going to follow 35. He will go 3 the wrong way, but he will not catch any. That's always been his ways.
Yeah.
That's always been. It's very poor.
So he was very poor in the penalties. But again, we've got to give it to the big man, Lionel Messi, eventually winning the World Cup. You know, now he stands above the rest. You know, that was a beautiful one from him. I mean, the truth about this game was that, you know, some of the games before this final, maybe, okay, you might say up until the semi-final, because he actually played well in the semi-final as well. But up until then, you only see flashes of him, you know, flashes of brilliance here and there. Then obviously, maybe the team would get a penalty and he would score it. But this game, I feel from the get-go, he was up for it. He was ready to fight to the end. He was everywhere, you know. He was playing like his life depended on it. Not all these ones, you just see him strolling, then 1 minute he does one thing and starts strolling. He was up and doing all through the game. I don't know if you saw that too in the game.
Well, great one for Messi.
Yeah.
I don't want to join the GOAT debate and the GOAT saga over the years. It's something I've been running away from.
Yeah.
I don't want to. But deserve one for him. Even the great Pelé gave it to him earlier this morning from his sick bed.
Very good.
Good one. Excellent for him. This is what he has been waiting for all through his life. And I'm so happy he can actually end it here with Argentina. Massive one. A big team player, any day, anytime, and you've seen him. Yesterday, if you are looking for the coach of the team, respect to the coach of the team. But Messi was more of the coach of the team.
Coach, yeah.
He was the player, he was the captain, he was the legend, he was the coach, he was everything. And you wonder why Emiliano Martinez, Acuna, De Paul, Di Maria, and the likes were all about we want to win it for Lionel Messi. He has done it. He has given the sacrifice. He has paid dearly for the team. He has carried the entire country on his shoulder. And winning it at this point is huge, massive for him. And what a way. You never can. There's nothing, no phrase, no statement is better used to describe Lionel Messi than awesome.
Awesome. You know, I mean, credit to him, because don't forget, we always forget that, you know, that the Argentines don't, well, for a long time, they didn't really like him. And the reason why they didn't like him was because obviously he was not the same as Maradona. Maradona grew in Argentina, played for Argentina, a club in Argentina and all those things. But Messi has, you know, moved to Spain at a very young age. Fair enough, he decided to play for Argentina still, but you know where you're thinking, this guy is still like a foreigner to us. I mean, he's great, he's doing all these things, but we don't know him like we knew Maradona. You know, Maradona was one of us, grew with us, did all this, you know, and eventually went to the World Cup and won it for us, you know, kind of thing. So with all that pressure on Messi, in fact, that was why he decided to retire, because the pressure was becoming too much, where the hate, you know, and all that. And eventually he came back and has decided to go on and do greater things. Come back, he has won the Copa America eventually, after it had eluded him for such a long time. And now, winning the big one, the World Cup. That's it. Game, set, and match.
Whatever happened in the first phase, why he actually pulled out in the first part before coming back, I still blame it to the press, and I blame it to every football lover out there. Because back then, when he was in the team, when the team does well, it's the glory of Messi. When the team does not do well, it's the glory of every member. No, not even Messi. It's the glory. It becomes the headache of every member of the team, and that was what caused the dispute between him, Higuain, and some other set of players at that particular World Cup, where they had a poor run and some other things.
Is it the 2014 one?
Suspensions and some other things. And then that made him retire. I think the press and all the Messi lover actually pulled the pressure on him by trying to glorify him above every other thing, forgetting the fact that football is a game, it's a team sport. Once we are winning, every member of the team wins, and when we lose, every member of the team loses. But when you pick out a particular set of player and then you give him the credit and some other things, then you try to carry an atmosphere of hate between players, between members of staff, and some other things, which they actually did in this tournament as well. But because we have a camp that is strong, very committed, they have learned from the mistakes of the Higuain era. That's why they are able to pull through. Someone made a statement during the semi against Netherlands. That's the quarterfinal. Whereby after the match he was praising Messi, and I actually have to talk to the person that, yes, Messi did well in this game. He did fantastic. He did everywhere. But I feel the man of the match in this particular game should be the goalkeeper. We have taken the glory away from this young man who kept them in the team with 3 different saves in a particular game. If you are praising the entire team for winning, it's a different thing. But when it's obvious and glaring that someone is doing something extraordinary, and then you give the credit to another person based on your love, and the kind of biased statements you have about him or whatever, then you tend to scatter the team. All thanks to the fact that every member of the team was together. Because when you see the succession, and you see the blame games, and you see the praises and some other things that happen towards the final, you know that it's enough to tear them apart. And thank God they didn't tear them apart, because a lot of people gave credit to Messi than they gave to the team, which was the problem before now. So sometimes fans' expectations, fans' grievances, and some other things do take a team apart, which is something the Three Lions are shying away from. The fans, when the team wins, the British guys are doing well. When the team loses, the black guys in the team are the culprit.
Yeah.
I don't want to say more than that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is about football. So yeah, Argentina eventually winning the World Cup, and we've got to give it to the French. Kylian Mbappe especially scoring a hat-trick in the final. You know, he's done winning the Golden Boot as well in the process. He's done very well. And I must say this, that it's been a long time that in the final, the two players you're looking at as the best players of both teams now deliver in a final. It hasn't happened in a long time. Maybe one would, or both of them wouldn't even play well in the final. But this one, both of them lived up to their billing. Fair enough, Mbappe started late, but he still delivered for France. Scored three goals. Messi delivered for his team. Scored 2 goals in the game, scored his own penalty in the penalty shootout. Mbappe scoring his own as well. Scoring 3 penalties. 3 penalties in one game. 2 in the actual game, and then 1 in the penalty shootout. And all in the same place. All in the same place against Martinez. What the courage to do that from a young lad as young as Mbappe.
Sure. Excellent. 23. Excellent at 23. And then struggling 2 World Cup finals, winning 1 and losing 1. Excellent. Massive for him. I feel if PSG don't get to win the Champions League this season, they will eventually have to lose this man. Then one other thing I also think is it's time we open another book for GOAT. And then when we are opening a new book for GOAT, it actually have to be Kylian Mbappe and Eden Haaland. I think it's time we open another book. And then
that's
we have to
what
look at Haaland and Mbappe and see how far they can go.
That's what will happen. But obviously, they both have to. Well, Mbappe has the edge a bit now. He's been in 2 World Cup finals. Haaland, because of the kind of team he plays for, they might struggle. They might struggle to even get to the World Cup unless he single-handedly, takes them there, but with his goals and all that. But we'll get to see, because based on club level, both of them can argue. But when it comes to international level, Mbappe has the edge well over, because he's been in 2 finals now. He scored how many World Cup goals? He scored 8 in this one. He scored 6.
He scored
12 goals so far. So it will take a while for him to be caught unless Haaland goes on some crazy run when he eventually
and he has that.
He has that. That's the truth. He has that in him. So it'll be interesting to see. So let's touch on quickly the 3rd place game. I know we never talked about that, but Morocco doing so well in the World Cup, but falling short in the semi-final, losing to France. After playing very well, they actually played very well against France, but the end product wasn't really there. And now going in the 3rd place game as well, and losing to Croatia. Did you see any of that game?
Well, Morocco, they did well. You never can tell the exact pattern and nature of their game, because when you tend to say they are more defensive, there's hardly any game they didn't get to score again, except against France that they lost 2-0.
Yeah.
And so it's always a combination of defensive play and offensive play, which on a balanced scale they've done well compared. When you look at their level and their pedestrian in world football, they've done far above any other team because of where they are coming from and where they are. And then you also have to give it to the coach, for a man who took over the job in August, and then this is barely 4 months into it, and then taking you to the semi-finals of the World Cup, and then coming out as the 4th best placed team. Then it's massive. I hope they continue steady the ship. I've read some of their football dynamics. I've read a lot about their developmental programs back in Riyadh, Casablanca, and the likes. If the government can continue with this steady work, which they are doing, then these guys will be a big force in world football now. Because I've seen it. what they do is they are doing everything possible to take football from the national level to the school level, and then down from the school level to household. That is what they are trying to do in this their new developmental program, is to see that at least in every household you have a footballer, not just a male but a female. And you can see it. You can see the female team too, who went all the way and went as far as going far in the CAF Nations Cup and some other things.
Okay.
It's a big work for them. The country is really doing well. They're doing well, if not only football and also some other sports and some other things. They are doing well. So I hope if African leaders can actually put their axes together and then see the need for development to come, not just football, education, music, entertainment, sports, and every other things. The need for development is now.
It's now.
Morocco has shown us the way, the plan, and the pattern to go. The need for development is now. I tell you one brain behind Qatar in this tournament is this. In 2006, which I happen to be a part of the program, but along the line I have to drop out for based on some things. Qatar started something in Africa, and what they did was they launched an initiative in Africa that is called Aspire Football Academy, and they took it across some African countries, whereby when they got the hosting rights of the World Cup in 2006, they needed to create a very big football league whereby people will have to come into Qatar to play and then to keep the football culture alive. And they started Aspire Africa, whereby they were building academies around Africa in order for them to bring those guys that have been built over time to structure their league and then to create and grow a football developing economy. No wonder we have the best of World Cup arrangement from them. Though their team did not do well, but for a start, for the very first World Cup, they've done well for themselves. And then with time, if they continue with this kind of a program and developmental programs, it will go a long way. Massive one from Morocco, massive one from Senegal. I hope every other African team, especially the perceived big brother of Africa, Nigeria, can actually learn from this.
Yeah, I think, well, I'm not sure about Nigeria, but I'm sure a lot of them would, look at what Morocco has done and want to be in that same position or even better, say if Morocco can do this, maybe we can, and we need to start now to get those things in place so that by 4 years' time, we are well equipped to, challenge and be part of big things happening in football. So we'll wait and see. The next World Cup obviously is in 4 years. So we'll see how well these teams take into consideration what has happened now and apply it into the next World Cup. So, Mr. Silas, I want to ask you a few questions about the World Cup, about a few things, well, not few things, just a few parts of the World Cup. I want to start with the player of the tournament for you. Who do you think has been your player of the tournament in this tournament? Who stands out for you?
When you look at the player of the tournament, you can't push aside what Messi have done. You can't push aside. Though there are some new players who over time came and then you never expected what they've done, but Messi stands out above all. But I have some couple of names, some couple of young guys who have done well for themselves.
Don't worry, you come to the young guys. So there's a different question for the young upcoming guys.
Okay, but Messi stands out above. He stands out. Awesome.
I agree with that. Okay, so now to that other one you were trying to say, the breakout star for you, the young star, the person that you just thought, whoa, nobody really knew much about, but has come out in this World Cup and has, shown themselves.
I have lots of them, and if I'm to dig deep, I have several reasons why I'm actually picking lots of them. Some are not young, some are older, but based on the stories that surrounds them, that's why I said I have lots of them. Emiliano Martinez, for me, this guy went over times from loan to loan, Even while at Arsenal, he never had it easy.
Yeah, it was there for 10 years, second figure.
Had to come back again stronger. until he got to Aston Villa, and then who never imagined that this guy at the age of 28 actually made his first debut and some other things, and then did excellently well for Argentina. Massive one for Martinez, bringing Argentina this far. Another person I also have to talk about is the goalkeeper of Morocco, Bono.
Yeah, Bono.
Bono, too, 27, 28 years was when he actually get to take Morocco's team and then come into the team and do something stronger, spectacular for himself. Excellent tournament for him. Good way to come in stronger. Then another person I have also to talk about is a goalkeeper too. I just skipped this name now. Netherlands goalkeeper too, came from nowhere. He was a top choice goalkeeper, and then also for his team and some other things.
That's true. I'm trying to remember his full name. Yeah,
Alvarez for Argentina, massive. This guy, when he came to Man City, is this kind of a player that he never can stage against Haaland, but Pep decided to keep this guy. Only God knows what Pep saw in him and decided to keep this guy and not tell him to go on loan. And then coming into this tournament, he had a very fantastic tournament. Excellent. He has to displace a particular Lautaro Martinez, who everyone thinks will actually do wonder, but had a flop after first two games. He came in and did well for himself. So good one for Alvarez. Excellent. Kylian Mbappe, just 23, 2 World Cup final. Excellent. 8 goals in a World Cup. Just one shot of close, who had 9 in the particular tournament. Excellent. Massive. For a player that have just been to 2 World Cup and has 13 goals already. That is massive. That is massive. It's just 4 goals or 5 goals shy away from the all-time highest goal scorer in the World Cup. And I can tell you, this guy can still go to 2 or if 3. If it's possible, he can still go to 2 or 3. So if he keeps on this pedestal, he's going places. Good one for him. Then who else again? Many. El Nesri from Morocco also. The guy that came in to replace Cristiano Ronaldo for Portugal.
Ramos.
Ramos, excellent one for him. Then I also want to give it to Pepe. 39 years, close to 40, and then he had a fantastic tournament. Excellent for Pepe. This is not the Pepe that we know before now, who is born to take red card and some other things from
he's developed his game at the very last
he's aging
time of his career.
He's aging, and while he's aging, he's doing well. Excellent for Pepe.
Small sense.
Excellent for Pepe. Massive. I hope he can lay it to rest now after this World Cup. Cristiano Ronaldo, despite everything surrounding him, not too good, but a decent one. For him to have kept his calm all through the World Cup, despite all the bullies and other things, it shows he has been in the game for long. Then Giroud, Olivier Giroud, excellent. This guy, I've seen it all. He has won every tournament that any player can ever imagine in lifetime. Giroud has won it. World Cup, Champions League, Europa. The only thing he has not won, which it is the tournament he has not played, which is the UEFA Conference League.
Which is the newest one anyway.
He has won every tournament he has played. And then for him to have scored 4 World Cup goals this year, massive. Becoming the French all-time highest goal scorer, massive for him as well. Neymar, good one too, excellent. Okay, then Modric, ageless, fantastic. I have to give it to the age guys who came into the tournament and made difference. João Mario, Modric, Pepe, Marquinhos, Dani Alves, Thiago Silva, Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi, Nicolas Otamendi, many of them who are aged and then they are both 30, 34 and some other things, and then still coming to the World Cup to play and then show us some things. I hope many of them will kiss goodbye after this particular World Cup. Definitely. But I've enjoyed them all through the years. Massive thanks to all of them. We still have many players too. Cameroon.
I'll let you stop there so that we can ask you the next question. Yeah.
Okay, but I'll not. But permit me to say Cameroon.
Cameroon, yeah. Go on.
Excellent from Abubakar. Senior man indeed. So let's leave it
there. Yeah. Abubakar.
Yeah.
And best manager.
Didier Deschamps.
Didier Deschamps.
Yeah.
What about your best goal from the ones you've seen? Your best goal of the World Cup.
Best goal of the World Cup.
I'll give you some that might remind you. Richarlison's second goal against Serbia.
Yeah.
You know,
the scissors kick.
Yeah, but I still Abubakar's chip against Serbia.
That's good too. But I still feel it's the Saudi Arabia second goal against Argentina.
Oh, really?
The precision.
Yeah.
The precision, the drive. I can't remember that guy's names again.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
The guy who he actually won man of the match for that game.
Yeah, that was awesome. Then you have to give it to Kylian Mbappe's second goal yesterday. Come on. That was awesome.
I mean, Mbappe had some beautiful goals. It's like the two he scored against Poland as well. Those two were awesome.
Exactly.
You know, so he scored some amazing goals. Yeah. Then for you, in all, the best match that you watched?
The best match. What could be the best match?
There are a few: Costa Rica, Germany, Netherlands, Argentina, Croatia, Brazil, Japan versus Spain, Japan versus Germany, Cameroon versus Serbia, and obviously this final game.
No, the final game was not my best match. I have to take care of Croatia, Brazil.
Croatia, Brazil. Yeah, that was good. That was good, actually.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your insights on those games with us. I mean, when we do, by the way, guys, if you're watching, we have a quiz tomorrow where we're going to be talking about the World Cup and other, things pertaining to the World Cup, maybe from time past, just a few questions that relate to the World Cup now. And we will put that out for you guys to see eventually. So, yeah, tomorrow we will do that. Anyway, Mr. Silas, thank you very, very much for being on the show. I really appreciate you. And I know you're a busy man, and I had to get you out to be here so we can talk football again. It's always beautiful to talk football. And now we are going back to our Premier League discussions from now on. I mean, the Premier League is better because we can do this just once a week from now, not like the World Cup where we had to meet a lot of times. So we'll stick with a date, a particular day of the week, and then we would be doing that every week, just talking about the roundup of all the games. Yeah. So we look forward to that very soon. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you, Mr. Silas, posted on when that will happen so we can, get it up and running. Okay, guys, thank you so much. We have actually run out of time, and I am very grateful for this opportunity to do the World Cup. This was my first one on YouTube, and it's been amazing. I've enjoyed every bit of it. So I'll let you guys go now, yeah? And I'll let Mr. Silas go. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Don't check this.